Hey guys, my name is Russell and I make videos about iRacing here on YouTube. We are here for week 10 of IMSA. It is the track guide for the amazing Road America, one of my all-time favourite tracks. As always, you can download my setup and my ghost cars from the link in the description below. It takes you to my Discord, the setup section there. We've got nearly 700 members in the Discord now, so if you're looking to chat with fellow iRacers, maybe you've got a question about your rig or a car or a track guide, ask away. I'm in there daily. Best of luck here, guys. I hope you do really well. If you find this guide useful, please do hit like. If it's your first time here and you want to see more of this kind of thing, hit subscribe and that little bell and you'll get a notification when I go live with a new video or a live stream. Don't forget to drop a comment down below if you find this guide useful or if you have a good race here this week. If I don't see you in my next video before, hopefully I'll see you out there on the track. Cheers, guys. Okay guys, here's my breakdown of my 1 minute 59.918 here at Road America. As always, you can download my setup and ghost cars from the link in the description below. So we're using the race conditions and we're using race fuel. As always, you can find that stuff on the members website. So we're looking at the cones here, and between the 4 cone here and the 3 cone ahead is where we're going to start our braking, probably slightly closer to the 3. And we're going to take ourselves down into 3rd gear, and then we're going to immediately, as we're coming out of the brakes, turn in and use the really quite kind inside curb here. So full threshold braking, we're down into 3rd and we're starting our turn in just as the curbing on the left, a little bit of curbing here starts. We're really bleeding out and we're back on the accelerator as we apex. We build up relatively easily. We need to keep ourselves on the left here. And we're already looking to the 3 board, then the 2 board. And just as we hit the 2 board, there's this little white line here. And this is where we're going to brake. We're going to bring ourselves down into 3rd. And again, like the last corner, we're going to use this inside curb, but we do need to be a little bit more cautious here. The curb's smaller, and you'll notice here that the grass to the right of the curb drops away, and that's not good for your car at all. So if you find yourself coming in too shallow and you take a bit of grass, just lift off the accelerator, straighten up, get back on the grey stuff, and carry on as normal. If you're playing too much with the brake or the accelerator while you've got a wheel on the grass there, it's going to be really horrific. So you do have to be a little bit easier on this curb. So we're down into third, we've started our turn in, and we're very, very nice and easy on the accelerator here. We run out of exit very, very quickly here, and it's super easy to pick up an off track on this corner, or worse still, take it a little bit wider, get a wheel on the grass as we're accelerating out here, and we'll be facing the wrong way before you know it. So we're going to gun it down the straight here, over onto the right hand side. Right, we're looking at the boards, and we're looking between the 3 and the 2. And we are going to brake super heavily, full threshold braking. We're actually going to get ourselves all the way down into first gear, but we do have to be cautious here. We're pretty much at full pelt right now. We're going downhill, and we're turning into a really tight first gear left-hand turn. So a lot can go wrong here. It's a bit kind of off camber here. It's quite bumpy. We've got to be super careful. So we're looking at the moment down towards the red and yellow curbing on the right hand side. And we're getting ourselves down all the way to second. And then just as we see the change in the tarmac here, we're going to want to start our turn in, drop down to first. And we're only going to be in first very briefly to catch the inside curb, to get the maximum turn in here. And we're already on the gas, and we're already thinking about second gear, because first gear is going to run out of steam before you know it. There's a healthy outside curb here that we're going to use. We're going to make full use of that. Now we're already looking up on the right hand side here. We've got these 3 radical signs. On the second one, as we hit it, the middle sign, that's where we want to start braking. Now we can't brake too hard here, because as we crest this bump, the car's going to get a little bit loose and a little bit light, and the brakes are very liable to lock up. So we're braking firmly, but we've just got that in mind, the fact the car's going to get quite light. As we go under the bridge, we're down to second, we start our turn in, we're trailing out of the brakes nicely, and we're already on the gas, because we've got a nice wide exit curb here, but we are going to build the accelerator really steadily here. So gas early, but nice and steady. And then we need to flick back over to the left hand side, and just where you see this little cross of tyre marks right in front of the car right now, that's where we're going to want to just lift out of the accelerator, lean heavily into the inside curb, and then gradually build the gas back up again. We're changing gears while we do it, and use that outside curb. Now we've got another downhill braking zone here. We're braking between the 3 and the 2 boards. Probably more towards the 3, to be honest. The track falls away quite quickly, so the corner curb is going to come up a lot quicker than you think. And we're going to get ourselves down into second, and we're really going to trail it in to the inside curb. So quick shifts here. We're right on the inside curb, and we're back into the accelerator again. Now, thankfully, there's a nice little well here on the inside curb where you're going to grip up really nicely. It's a nice bit of camber for us to dig the car into. So yet again, we're going to flick the car quickly over to the left. We're getting up to third, and then we're going to get up to fourth. And under the bridge, we want to turn into the inside curb. And then as we see this little sort of outcropping, little dink in the white line on the right hand side of the track there, with a little tyre mark coming out to the left, we want to drop out the accelerator there. Now, depending on how good an exit you got out of the last corner, you may want to use a little bit of brake. It might be enough just to ride without any brake or accelerator for a brief period of time. We want to keep the car relatively tight. I came out a bit too wide here, but basically once we see this inside wall starting on the right hand side, just before the green Armco ends, that's when we want to get back in the accelerator, and we want to be turning in nice and tight to the inside so we can pick up the inside curb here as it starts. And as long as we're reasonably tight to that inside curb, we know we're going to make the outside curb. Now the kink, you have to be super confident coming into the kink. You want the car to be nice and stable, and you want to use the full extent of the track on the outside curb on entry, the inside curb at the apex, and the outside curb on exit. And you are going to have to dip out the accelerator here, but basically the key to the kink is to lift and turn at the one board, pick up the inside curb as you're building back up on the accelerator, and holding firm until you meet the outside curb. It takes a lot of practice. You do need nerves of steel for this corner, and if you are in traffic, if you are following a car and you've got slipstream, you are going to have to lift out a little bit more. So just bear that in mind while you're racing. So we're lifting, we're turning, and we're picking up the gas as we're hitting the curb, and we pick up the outside, and we're good to go. Now we're coming up to Canada corner. Again, we're full steam here, so it's a heavy braking zone. We've got a tight right that we want to take in second. We're looking between the 4 and the 3 board, and we're going to pick up the brake real heavy. We're going to get ourselves all the way down to second. We're looking at the white line on the outside of the track here. We want to keep nice and far over to the left without risking touching the grass. And then once we've hit second, we want to look to this inside curb and get real deep into it. And then we want to be ideally picking up the gas just as the sign on the left is coming to an end. Now, again, we've got a nice wide bit of exit curb here. We're going to make use of it, but it does run out quite quickly, so we need to get ourselves back on the grey stuff pretty pronto. So up through the gears, super easy off track here, super easy donut opportunity. So if you know you're going to run out of track here, come out of the gas, just cruise back onto the course before you pick up the accelerator again. Otherwise, you'll be facing the wrong way before you know it. So we want to pick up the curb on the right, and then as it's about to run out, we're lifting out and turning in, and we're looking to the inside curb. And it's a little bit like the kink. It's a more extensive kink, basically. So we're lifting out a little bit more. We really want to pick up the curb on the inside as we're accelerating back in. And then we've got a nice bit of exit here. And if you get your turn in correct, you'll actually be able to use this this bit of road from an alternative layout and get yourself back on the grey stuff. No off track there. We are going all the way up into fourth. You're probably going to run out of revs if you're using my setup, but that's fine. You're going to run out of revs just as you hit the braking zone here, and that is denoted by the change in the track. And we're going to drop to third. We're going to point the car to the outside of the track while we're braking, get into third, and as we pick up the outside curb, we see there's this little dink of a white line here on the left hand side. We're going to really, really gently ease out of the brakes. And then as we start to pick up the inside curb, you know, as long as the car's turning in nice and strong like it did there, then we know we can pick up the accelerator pretty firmly. and get ourselves round before we run out of exit here. And we're up a hill to conclude our 1 minute 59.918 here at Road America. I hope you found this guide useful. If you did, please do hit like. If you're not subscribed already, please do subscribe to the channel for more of these track guides. Best of luck out there, guys. Let us know how you get on with your practice and your racing in the comments below. And if I don't see you before in my next video, hopefully I'll see you out there on the track this week.